hello everyone, welcome to the F1 challenge for these F1 series drivers to see if they can make their way in to the Vocaloid World Cup Series All-Star race. Now this is very interesting in the fact that the F1, the NNSCRA F1 series and the NCGMRS Vocaloid World Cup Series, number one, aren't even the same brand of racing. Of course, the F1 Series is NNSCRA, and the Vocaloid World Cup Series is NCGMRS, but they are merged, which makes it liable for them to be together. Another thing that's really interesting about this race is that these are the first time these F1 cars have been on an oval since the since the season began, and there's something else is really interesting about this is that this track, as you can see in this turn, is concrete and asphalt. The bottom line is concrete, the top is asphalt. So that's going to be interesting, and you may be wondering, where are we? What track is this? Well, I'll give you a hint. It starts with a P and ends with a stadium. That's right, Pigs Stadium. This is the official NCGMRS headquarters here at Pig Stadium, and this is where we're going to be having the All-Star Race weekend. First off, it will be the F1 Challenge, which we are here today. 19 laps, no rules. The rule book was thrown out the window, and we're getting ready. So let's go to your starting lineup. Dion Scott has the pole, followed by Justin Perry. These are all drivers that are not in the Vocaloid World Cup Series. If these drivers are in the Vocaloid World Cup Series, then if the drivers that are in this series and in the Vocaloid World Cup Series, they don't have to race this race, they just have to race the Open. These drivers don't have to race the Open either. 5 of the drivers from this race will qualify into the All-Star race. Jack Richards and Charles Jackson, they're back here as well. Rachel Williams, looking to secure her spot in. Her brother Aaron is in the All-Star Open. Richard Johnson Jr. is in. Amir Hamad, Wayne Scott, Lena Skinner, Richard Johnson III, Max Skinner, Richard Johnson, Alina Lopez, and William Duncan. Those are the cars in this field. As we'll prepare to put these cars under the green flag for 19 laps. This race will be 19 laps. The All-Star Open for the NCGMRS will be 38 laps. And for the All-Star race, 57 laps. So Dion Scott has his teammate right behind him, being Charles Jackson. And back behind him, you have teammates in Richard Johnson Jr. and Wayne Scott. So those two groups of cars down there, the Lotus and the Williams, how are they going to fare? The top line is definitely the faster line, however. We saw in practice that the asphalt was faster than the concrete. As the green flag goes out, we're underway. The last race of the F1 Series season is going to be an oval. That's Indianapolis. But other than that, this is the only other oval they'll race on. And look at Charles Jackson stick it to his teammate. Don't count out those 2 Lotuses, however. Here comes Johnson Jr. and Wayne Scott. 4 wide. 4 wide back there, and they're still racing hard. Lap 2 comes Wayne Scott trying to make a move. Now these drivers, if they can clinch their way in the NCGMRS All-Star race, then how do you think that will be a big momentum boost for some of these teams that are doing poorly in the standings? I know that one of them is back there driving that only Red Bull car in this field. That is William Duncan. Once piloted by Tony Durden for 2 races, William Duncan is back in that ride, trying to make his way in the NCGMRS All-Star race. And they're squeezed up here. Oh, tight is Amir Hamad going through. Trying to forge a hole. Not going to happen. Oh, we got a car up in the wall. That was Alina Lopez scraping the outside retaining wall. Falls off the pace. We got back up the front. They're 4 wide right here. Good Lord. 4 wide. Dion Scott. I believe that might be Wayne Scott. Amir Hamad. No, that was Richard Johnson Jr. Look at 5 wide. nearly 5 wide coming off of that corner. Man, they're just pushing this thing so hard. 6 wide. They are 6 wide. Oh no, there they go. Big wreck in the back. Caution is out. Oh my goodness. Alina Lopez, that's a good break for Alina Lopez. Max Skinner was involved. Charles Jackson was involved. Jack Richards, Alina Lopez, Rachel Williams was involved. Dion Scott was involved. Amir Hamad, I think, was involved as well. So was Richard Johnson Jr. William Duncan might have been involved. 5 cars broke away from that, though. Oh, well, maybe. Never mind. Where's everyone running at? Who's the leader? Who's leading the race? Lena Skinner's leading the race. Big wreck in the back. They were pushing it way too hard going through there, and I think someone got loose. I think they were 7 wide at one point. These cars definitely faster than the Vocaloid World Cup Series cars. But let's go back and take a look at what happened. Charles Jackson was involved. He's on pit road. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. I'm trying to think and see where this started at. Oh, right there. Rachel Williams clips the 12. I think that was Max Skinner. And then she goes, and then they go down this way and collect Amir Hamad and William Duncan. William Duncan gets away pretty much unscathed, and then they just go back up the track and everyone else piles in. It's kind of hard to tell who's who because so many cars look alike. Someone goes flipping. That's one of the Renaults. That was Max Skinner. Max Skinner goes flipping. Holy cow, look at that car go. How many times have you seen an F1 car flip? Good Lord. And I'll tell you who this helps out was Alina Lopez. Remember, Alina Lopez had scraped the wall earlier and fell a long way back. Well, now he is back up within contention for this win. Oh, got a little damage right there. I don't know. He might still be up within contention, but I don't know for sure. So that was about, I don't know, that was at least a good 7 cars involved there. Maybe even more. But that's why we're on the caution for this first time today. Let's go back to the restart. Well, we got the 1 lap to go signal, and Lena Skinner's leading the race. Top 5 looks like this. Justin Perry second. Richard Johnson in third. Yeah, Richard Johnson the third is in third. So, yeah. Wayne Scott's in 4th. Richard Johnson, the first, is in 5th. Then we got Max Skinner in 6th. His teammate Amir Hamad in 7th. Rachel Williams in 8th. William Duncan in 9th. Jack Richards 10th. Richard Johnson Jr. 11th. Dion Scott 12th. And 13th is Alina Lopez. Out of the race include, the 9 car, which is Charles Jackson. So Charles Jackson, the only car retiring out of the race. But we'll get back underway. Lap 12 of 19. This race is winding down fast. So we'll see who can get to the end of the race and who can clinch a spot. Now the top 5 drivers will make their way into the NNSCRA All-Star race. They don't have to go through the open, they just have to make their way through this race. Right now it looks like only 5 cars might be able to do that after that wreck. Those are the 5 that have broken away. Nope, never mind, here comes William Duncan. So make that 6 cars in this fray now, as Richard Johnson takes the lead. So there are 6 cars in this fray. Richard Johnson leading. Here comes Wayne Scott. These lap times are clicking off real fast. These cars are super fast on this track. They can just cut these corners so fast. And look who's coming down, William Duncan. These cars' tire compound works better in concrete than it does on asphalt, and you can see William Duncan powering on by. He'll take the lead. William Duncan knows that he needs to get to victory lane. But can he do it here today? Maybe. Here comes Richard Johnson III, and Alina Lopez is in this field now. Alina Lopez, who scraped the wall and fell way off the pace earlier, is now challenging for the lead on Richard Johnson III and William Duncan. I keep wanting to call that Tony Durbin because he's raced 2 races so far. Look out, 3 wide again. Lena Skinner trying to go back to the lead. If Lena Skinner could do it, then she could join a lot of very elite drivers. Oh, made that 4 wide. 4 wide for the lead. Richard Johnson goes back to the point. They're coming down when they cross the line next. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go when they come back to the stripe, as I just mentioned. I don't know why I repeated myself, but nonetheless. 2 laps to go. Richard Johnson with the lead. But don't count any of these other drivers out. Whoa, look out. They're leaning on each other. These are open wheel cars too, so I'd be real careful where they put their wheels at. Richard Johnson just pulls away. 1 lap to go for Richard Johnson. Sorry about that, I had to fix something. Richard Johnson Jr. takes the lead on the last lap. Look at this gaggle of cars back here. This battle is going to be raced back to the line to see who gets second, not first. Richard Johnson pretty much has this in the bag. Oh, car up in the wall. That's one of the Lotuses. Doesn't matter though. Richard Johnson will come around. He wins the race. Oh, Lord. Second, I think, went to Lena Skinner. No, William Duncan by a wing. Holy cow, the race is over. Who transferred? That's a good question. Who transferred? Richard Johnson won. William Duncan second. Fourth is Alina Lopez. He transfers. Third will be Lena Skinner. Now, who finished 5th? Justin Perry. Justin Perry makes it. Holy cow. We gotta go back to see that finish. Let's go back and watch that finish. That was incredible. You talk about close finishes. I don't think it got any closer than this. Now, up here, Richard Johnson had this thing in the bag. Richard Johnson transfers in as the winner. Those Ferraris, man, I'm telling you, they got something powerful under that hood. But then back here, William Duncan just edges out. You can't really see it real well, but let me go to rear chase. Look at that, just edged out Lena Skinner. Boom, right there. Lena Skinner transfers. Then we have Alina Lopez, he transfers. And Justin Perry transfers. So these drivers are now in the NCGMRS Vocaloid World Cup Series All-Star race. Now how cool is that? They can brag to all the other drivers that they were the ones that made it. So congratulations to Richard Johnson. He wins, and we'll see him in the All-Star race. We're going to go take a look at your finishing order. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the All-Star Open for the NCGMRS.
The city takes everything.